explicitly mentioned. So
just a mention.
But okay, let's say if this agreement will occur, which of course is not something that we were expecting from Copenhagen, for the forest will be a step forward, but in general we will have to wait 1 year more at least in order to have a good...
Is this the Copenhagen Agreement on forests?
No, that's the Copenhagen Agreement on everything. No, that's everything.
Look at that.
Forest.
There's a charity bit at the end where you're supposed to pledge your donation and Tom's got a sponsored run.
Okay. What does that mean there, Lizzie? Okay, we're going to do the sprint. Do you have to leave really soon?
I have to, sorry.
Do you have to go in 1 minute? No. Good, stay there. Cindy, you're up. We're coming back to you. We're going to go to Cindy now very quickly because she's got to go and do something very important involving Obama. What are you doing with Obama?
I'm not doing anything with Obama is speaking to the press in 15 minutes, which means there might be an agreement, or there may not be an agreement, or Obama may have to go.
Okay.
So, yeah, I better go.
Today.
The update of what's happened today, well, the UNFCCC, the UN body, remains with its legs tied, really. It's sort of off. It's no idea what its process is going to look like next year. Yep. No one quite knows what's being agreed, so that stays there. And we've got Brazil.
Somebody's done something good, haven't
Brazil, he's made a speech, a very good speech, and he's going to cut emissions by, forest emissions by 80%.
How many?
80%.
80%?
Down to, yes, cut deforestation by 80%, stop deforestation by 80%, I think it's that.
Okay.
And he's even offered to give other developing countries money where no other industrialized country has actually confirmed any money that they're going to give to the developing world. So
Go Brazil.
I think Brazil,
Look at them.
well, up about here maybe,
Wow.
round about there with Norway, possibility, yeah.
Now, throughout this whole process, the Climate Action Network has been awarding prizes every day called the Fossil of the Day for the country.
Cheers, mate.
Throughout this whole process, the Climate Action Network have been awarding a prize every day called the Fossil of the Day for the country which has done the worst that particular day. And today they awarded the Colossal Fossil for the worst country in the whole negotiations. And please, Cindy, tell us, who is the Colossal Fossil?
The Colossal Fossil of the year, all last year, since Bali, I think, really, a long time, is Canada. Canada, boo, very bad. Canada actually came here and where there was a leaked document and we discovered that Canada was proposing to not cut emissions, but halve its emissions cuts target. So basically it was going to do half as much as it promised to do earlier.
Wow.
So Canada, I think, just out. So out.
I have to say that when we came here and we thought it'd be nice to have our little sprint board and all that, we thought it would, over the 2 weeks, all these countries would be moving and we'd all be progressing towards a good deal. But in fact, they've basically pretty much stayed still or moved backwards.
Yeah, and I think, you know, that the big success of the whole 2 weeks really has been Tuvalu, the smallest country with the most to lose. They're still way out the front, more than anyone else. Okay. They're amazing.
Thanks, Cindy. Off you go to see Obama. See you tomorrow night. Finish telling us about Forest. Did you get the money you wanted?
Well, no, the money, nobody knows about the money, but if I may, I a little bit disagree. To me, the main country who should be rewarded for the big fossil should be US, actually.
The US should be the best fossil or the worst fossil?
No, the worst fossil. We have this agreement just because US is not ready to move forward. We are waiting Obama and US to be ready to move forward. Otherwise, we had already an agreement.
So what's going to happen next for Forest?
The forest, I think, is going to do well. For sure, we will have some instrument soon. We will give us some good opportunity to stop deforestation, but deforestation is not the only problem to solve to stop climate change.
So will you only get the final agreement on forests when the rest of the whole Copenhagen Agreement finishes today, tonight, tomorrow?
If there will be an agreement, there will be an operative fund to support action in the forest. But if we support only action in the forest, we don't care about the rest, the forest will go on anyway. So
We'll be gone from climate change, you mean?
yeah, of course, everything is interlinked. So we hope US wake up, Obama will be
Or not go to
ready,
sleep, really?
because we can't have an agreement here because really they are not ready.
So basically, you could have an agreement on forests tonight, but it would be meaningless without the rest of the Copenhagen Agreement finishing. But it would be meaningless because without the Copenhagen Agreement, climate change will wipe out all the forest. Am I right?
Exactly.
Right. So it's failure for forests, basically.
For the moment, yes, but it's a little bit step forward. But
it?
we need more. We need more. We need a general agreement for all the sector. Otherwise, forest alone will not stand.
So what will you and all the other people who are really trying to protect the forest do now after Copenhagen?
But, okay, I think we will have all of us work to convince people that maybe if they are going to do something on forest because it's just sexy, they may sell to their public opinion, and they may, but it's not absolutely enough.
You mean tonight that might still happen?
Internet? No, tonight there will be no general agreement. No way.
Yeah.
But what we are trying to get now is the minimum. So we get an agreement to start to operate on the forest, an agreement that in the next year we try to have a legally binding agreement which will include
So maybe in 1
countries.
year we might achieve what you hope to achieve here in Copenhagen. Maybe.
Maybe if US wake up, yes.
Yeah. So you've been personally working on forests your whole life. And this, I mean, you told me before, this was the moment that you wanted to complete and protect the forest. So how are you feeling yourself personally?
Not a real failure, but almost.
Are you crying?
No, okay.
Keep
we will
fighting.
have to fight
Keep
one
fighting.
more year. Okay.
Okay, thanks,
Ciao.
Julio. Okay, we're going to see a VT now, I hope. Now we've all got incredibly depressed about forests, let's all get incredibly depressed about coral reefs. This is, we met a guy on the train. Where are you? We met when we were coming here to Copenhagen on the UN train 10 days ago. We bumped into this guy, Frank somebody or other, I've forgotten his name, German guy, and he's a coral reef expert. And we managed to persuade him to attempt to do a live Skype link from underwater. And this is what we did earlier today. Hi Frank, so what are we doing? Where are you? And what are we going to do?
Right now, I'm in Egypt, in the Sinai Peninsula, and just behind me there is a very huge reef. We are close to the Ras Mohammed National Park.
Great, so you're going to head down into the water now and show us via live underwater camera what's happening with the reef, yeah?
Okay, see you later.
Thank you so much. Good luck. Don't forget your air, your oxygen. Going in. Look, the camera's going under. It's really cool. We're going under. We're going under. Look at that. Come on, Frank. There he is. Hey. Lizzie, come and look at this. Hey, Frank. You did it. Woo. This is fucking hilarious. This is one of the best things we've ever done. We need to put some sound effects. I'll do the sound effects. That's good coral there.
I think 1/3 of the global coral reefs are dead.
Humans are so clever. Look what we can do. We can speak from Copenhagen to a coral reef underwater. And yet we can't get our act together to sort out climate change.
Scientists think that more than 1.5 million creatures are living in the coral reef, but up to today we only know 10% of all the creatures, and we must pay attention that before climate change takes away all the reef, we also need the coral reef because it's a breeding zone for all the fishes, and it's a very, very high spot for biodiversity.
How important is the coral reef for the functioning of the ocean as a whole?
So the coral reef and the ocean in general is kind of buffer for the CO2 emissions of the industry nations. When more CO2 is going to the ocean, we get acidification of the ocean, and a lot of creatures will die.
So can we ask your friend there who's seen the reef for 27 years, what changes has he seen?
There's been definitely some degradation to the reef. Tourism is helping fighting poverty, and it's dependent on these coral reefs. So if they go due to climate change,